think of something. I'm not sure that I'm right for this conversation.
He got injured.
Oh no. We did well. Good replacement.
Yeah, it's a lot of people saying they prefer this matchup actually over the American one, because I think it was going to be a very one-sided match, but the American would have come over and dominated.
Yeah.
But this one has a bit more of a question mark about it. It's exciting.
Got money on that?
I think Ryan will. Well, sort of.
Australian.
Alright, so the live stream's back up ready for the next broadcast. I was just asking if you want to just get on and just say a few things, because you'll be live as well, just to test the audio vector is coming through.
Cool, so it's live now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, confirming, so the live stream is now, and his comms will be live? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all live right now.
Great. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hollywood Matt Connolly here. Welcome to, yes, I'm getting the nod from Ryan Bowen that we are live on the pay-per-view. We are getting things set up and ready. Everyone's running around and getting all the last-minute changes in place, but we will be joined by Ryan Blue Bowen in a second. He will be featured in the main event of this matchup for the heavyweight, or the Intercontinental title. It'll be between Ryan Blue Bowen and Maateiwarangi Heta for the Intercontinental title. We've also got, before that, it will be the heavyweight AWE title, and that is between Gunter's Bykovs and Mario Tembakis. Gunter's looking very serious. I'm looking at him in the eye right now. He is pumping himself up, getting ready for this match. This is probably the match I've been anticipating the most throughout the entire card here, is Bykovs versus Tembakis. Mario coming from Sydney, the Sydney Spartans, being on a bit of a tear lately, went over to the United States and did very well over there. Beat a couple of the big names. He's come back. He's dominated over here in Australia, whereas Gunter's Bykovs is a bit of a mystery.
Well, welcome to our pay-per-view viewers, wherever you may be, anywhere in the world, to the Nord Oval and the Apex Sport Fest 3. We're here at AWE 1, and if you've been tuning in, you would have seen some of the most exciting matchups ever seen in the Southern Hemisphere any time before. And today, we've got 3 more matchups that I'm sure will make arm wrestling fans salivate. And the very next matchup is for the AWE Heavyweight title belt. And entering the cage is Gunter's Bykovs. Gunter's stands at 195 centimetres. He weighs in at 127 kilograms. He's now aged 50 years old. He claims to have a 17 3/4 inch bicep. I suggest that may be an underestimation. His forearm is a little under 16 inches. He's a top roll specialist. He's your former Latvian, former European, and former Australian champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Gunter's Bykovs! And his opponent here today is Mario Tembakis. He stands at 188 centimetres tall. He weighs 105 kilograms. He's aged almost half of his opponent at 26 years. His bicep size is 17.5 inches. His forearm size is 16.5 inches. He's an all-rounder, ladies and gentlemen. He is your Australian heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cage, Mario Tembakis! And this is for the AWE heavyweight title.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm incredibly excited for this match. This is the mystery. I couldn't pick a winner in this one. Mario, I know, is doing incredible things in the world of arm wrestling at the moment. He is on a tear. But the mystery remains with Gunter's Bykovs. I started the sport 4 years ago. Gunter's had retired by then. But he's come back out of the shadows now that everyone has managed to rise up to his level. He was such a dominant champion. He actually retired because there was no competition. Now there is a competitor to the title here, getting set up. I was joined here by Dave Stockbridge, the ring announcer, doing a tremendous job today.
Well, thank you very much for your very warm welcome, Hollywood Matt Connolly. It's exciting to be here on the commentary table.
Absolutely. This match, I've been looking forward to this since we announced it. This one's had that question mark. Like, what will Gunters bring to the table?
Well, Mario's very much been the man to beat in Australian arm wrestling over the last several years, and that just happened to be the same time frame that Gunters has not been competing. It's about a 5-year hiatus, and I'm very excited to see how Gunters goes on the table.
I'm so excited right now. I hope all the viewers in the pay-per-view are as excited as we are here.
It's very interesting that it's the younger man that is the more known quantity. Of course, we know Gunters is a great athlete and has a proven history, but in this case, we know Mario's form. He's been travelling extensively, testing himself against the best in the world, and we've got a very strong idea that Mario Tambakis is very much amongst the strongest men in the Southern Hemisphere.
There we go. We're about to get a start here. Tim Graham, the referee, doing a tremendous job today, making sure that everything is fair. Just getting the grip negotiated. Gunters would be coming from a very strict background of arm wrestling that they do with the European style, so this might favour him in terms of the way it's set up. Not as strict in terms of the elbow fouls and everything that we've tried to do here with Arm Wrestling Entertainment. We want to see interesting matches take place.
Indeed.
And we're about to see one.
You can
right
really feel the tension in the air now as these two men grip
I'm struggling to breathe, Lee. I'm so excited
for the very, very first time on the competitive table, or maybe ever. I think this is the first time these two men have touched hands. And so you can just imagine what's going on in both of their minds right now.
Here we go, we're about to get the start.
The shock of feeling a hand that may be stronger than you expect. And there we go.
Graham resetting.
It's just the tension, isn't it?
That's right. Well, in referee's grip, you've got to make sure that you don't move at all. You've got to listen to the referee's instruction. He's giving both of the competitors a foul there, neither of them listening to his instructions. So both competitors receiving a foul. There is only 2 fouls and it is a loss. So
it might be a double knockout.
Yeah, maybe. I hope we get a start and we don't get a foul. We have gone with running fouls, but the match has to actually start before that comes into play. The setup is so important, and matches are won or lost in the way that you grip your opponent's hand.
Tim's such a well-respected referee that both athletes are indeed listening, but just trying to seek that micro advantage. Here we go. Ooh.
And we get a slip. We're going to strap.
What do you read from that, Hollywood?
Well, you can see Mario trying to top roll there. And usually what happens when you get 2 top rollers is you do inevitably end up with a slip. And that is what we saw there. So we'll go to the strap. In the strap, when they apply the strap, it'll be very interesting to see who gets their hand in the position that they want. I think both these guys are pretty much doing the exact same thing. So it's going to be very interesting in this setup.
Interesting that you look at the level of their heads. Gunters is naturally the taller athlete, and yet he's really digging down, seeking to access that base load power.
He's such an athlete, isn't he? We can see from here, from our viewpoint, and Gunters' legs, they look like a professional bodybuilder's legs. He's squatted down to come down to Mario's height here, but with a wide stance, ready to unleash the power of his body there. 127 kilos.
They just certainly make them different in Latvia. Gunters is a Lutheran minister, and that's how he's found his way to Australia, and he's been living here for the last 7 or 8 years. He's been competing at he competed at the highest level when he first came to Australia, and
he was so dominant, wasn't he, that he actually said, well, maybe I'll step away for a little while and wait till everyone catches up.
And that's what makes this such an alluring matchup, because in Mario, Gunters has found a worthy opponent, somebody who's brought him back, made him hungry once again, and Gunters is keen to test himself as they set up.
I'm just going to get Mario's
ready to go
closed. We'll get the close of the hand, and then Tim will step back and say go.
You can feel the nervous energy.
Both guys on a foul. This is important. Neither guy wants to foul here.
Wow. There we go.
He's still got it, ladies and gentlemen.
You could see that as he fist pumped the air. That was very much a fist pump of relief. Yes, I've still got it.
Both guys trying to top roll, and Gunter's coming out ahead, bringing it about an inch from the pad and then changing to the press. Didn't use his body even. He just went straight with side pressure pressing for that last inch.
Almost a rush to get that one over, I would suspect. And I guess at that point, Mario would have thought, now's the time just to let it go and recover and come back to the table with a fresh approach.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it looks like both these guys have the identical style. And based off of that, we'll have to see if Mario is going to adjust and try to change to something else, or whether he thinks maybe I just missed the start. If that's his ace, if that's his number one weapon, and it's a top roll, and your opponent's doing exactly the same thing but better, you have to make the adjustments.
Well, there was a question as to whether or not ring rust was going to play a factor in today's matchup, as Mario is very much the seasoned competitor and has been spending a lot of time on the tables of the world over the last 2 years, and during that time Gunter's has been staying home and staying off the table, and from the look of that it would seem that that's not a concern for Gunter's.
No, that's right. Every time that he sort of dropped into the practice room at the SA Titans Club, because he was retired for about 5 years prior to this, and every now and then he would make a little cameo appearance unannounced. He would just walk into the room and then, he'd just destroy everyone. But he just felt unbelievable pronation from anywhere on the table at any time, no matter what grip you had. He could just pronate straight through to the pin pad. It
really is the difference between somebody who's a good club player and somebody who's genuinely world class.
Absolutely.
Gunter's is certainly that. Both men return to the table.
We'll see what adjustments Mario can make here, whether or not he is going to try to slip or if he's going to stick with his ace here, which is the top roll, when looks like Gunter's is doing exactly the same move. I think if we get a start outside of straps, we'll have two top rollers that will inevitably end up in a slip position.
Indeed. Both men really struggling to get set up quickly, as though they're both seeking that micro advantage. Mario now obviously giving all of those things all the more thought.
We're out to get the start. They look pretty even here.
They look good and ready to go. Tim Graham. Here we go. Gets the thumbs up and go. And,
a repeat of the first round, wasn't it?
Indeed. I think we'll keep seeing that unless they're going to start in straps. But it does just appear from that replay that Mario may have enough there to take Gunter's hand. So very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's top roll versus top roll right here. They seem to be basically identical. It's almost a mirror match.
It's a mirror match where the only difference is maybe 20 kilos.
So it is first to three. This is for the heavyweight title for AWE. Gunter's is up 1-0 currently. This is the second match, and we're going to straps.
A very exciting matchup coming up next, which is our main event.
Who is our main event, Dave?
Ryan Bowen and Maateiwarangi Heta Morris.
It's one of those days we've been practicing it all week.
Every time I go to say it,
it comes out differently every time.
I fear I'm saying it wrong, and I don't want to upset the big man.
Yeah, of all people to upset, it's probably the worst one.
Most of the athletes flew in to Adelaide last night and had an opportunity to acclimatise. Unfortunately, the Adelaide weather has not been helpful. It was near 40 degrees Celsius in Adelaide yesterday, and today is almost half that.
About to get the start here. Everything looks pretty fair. We get in the middle. Looks like we're going top roll versus top roll, but Mario looks like he's got the higher hand positioning.
Yes, it seems that Mario's seen a pathway. Here we go. They're both loading. You see that loading pressure in the end of their fingers as they're both starting to burn red brightly.
Mario's got an advantage here in this strap position.
It seems that
Well, it's not strong
he's
enough.
got the hand, and
He's changed to the press.
here we go. There we go.
Wow.
Just enough.
Too strong.
Yeah, well done.
Look at that. Mario, Gunther's losing his hand. Says, I don't care. I'll just press through with a flop wrist.
Very interesting, and it might be an interesting observation of Gunther's if he is to compete at the highest level again. That maybe there is still some work to do, as strong as he may be. That his hand is vulnerable to Mario's in this situation.
Yeah, that's interesting. And maybe Mario can take something out of that and go, well, I did manage to break his wrist back.
He's seeking the counsel of Jamie Barrett, just outside of the cage. Jamie's got some thoughts as to where there might be a way for Mario to work himself back into this matchup.
It does look like he's done the same thing every round so far, even in the slip setups. He's trying to get that top roll. He did manage to sort of win the centre off the go there, broke Gunther's wrist back very slightly, and Gunther's changing to the flop wrist press and just pressing straight through.
Just really using the strap there to his advantage.
That's right. It might be a lane that he could find, and especially as this match goes on, there it is 2-0 now for Gunther's. He only needs to win one more to get the victory, but this might be enough fatigue for Mario to roll his way through.
Well, you certainly imagine that's what Mario's hoping for at this stage, that perhaps that ring rust is starting to catch up on Gunther's, that the lactic acid is building up, and that Mario's time on the table over the last several years is going to start to pay dividends as this matchup wears on.
That's right. You got the... hang on. It's just first to 3. Referee Tim Graham just confirming this is a first to 3 match, which it is. I did offer Gunther's a first to 5, and he said that he is an older man. 50 years old at the moment.
Looking great at 50.
Seems to be with arm wrestling, guys get stronger as they get older. It's one of those sports, especially for a strength sport, a combat sport, it's almost the reverse of every other sport.
And you've got Mario Tambakis there, who is a baby in terms of his age in the sport, and yet has achieved so much already, and a big future, regardless of what happens in this matchup for Mario Tambakis.
Interesting to see if he does adjust anything here, or if he maybe feels that the amount of fatigue that might be getting into Gunther's hand is enough for him to get through.
Will he escape to the strap, or will he seek to fatigue Gunther's just a little more, to maybe attempt to take his hand? No, it's a repeat.
That's right, but it did put another little bit of wear and tear onto Gunther's hand. You can see that Mario does seem to win the centre, but can't sort of follow all the way through. Obviously, it is difficult when you get 2 top rollers in that are doing the same thing. Your hands inevitably come apart, and I keep stuffing up that word, and it just reminds me of the South Park episode where the guy's trying to say inevitable. In my mind, I think, don't say that, and then I've already said it.
So Ryan Bowen will be back to the table after competing in the Intercontinental belt matchup.
That's right.
And
double duties tonight.
Double duties. He's stepped in the breach as Lachlan Carpenter's left-handed opponent. Brett Coots wasn't able to make it, and Ryan stuck up his hand and feels he's going to have enough left after his matchup to come back and give Lachlan a run for his money. Lachlan's the current open weight champion of Australia.
That's him in the background there looking. He's helping Mario in the corner.
Indeed, all 120 kilos of him.
Got some big guys, haven't we?
Really had to get this cage reinforced for this particular event.
So interesting to see if Mario's going to go and commit again for the top roll.
Gunther's doesn't seem entirely happy with this setup, but feels he's probably got enough at this stage. So it seems he's going to
he's up 2-0.
Going to work with what he's got.
And he's first to 3, just needs this last pin, and he will be...
we're readjusting the strap.
Okay. He will be the AWE heavyweight champion if he wins this round. My very first heavyweight champion.
It's fantastic to crown a worthy champion. I mean, both of these athletes are tremendous reputations, and have contributed so much to the sport. Gunther's, of course, on the international stage for many years before coming to Australia and showing us all how to do it. And Mario really did fill in that void at a heavyweight level when Gunther's retired. And Mario has very much been that man that everybody's had their sights set on beating and have inevitably failed. So this is really a changing of the guard again. So real momentous occasion in the history of arm wrestling, and the AWE are proud to bring it to you.
Did you hear that Monster Michael Todd will be on AWE too?
I did hear some rumours, Hollywood Matt Connolly, that might be announced at this particular event, and I mean that's really exciting. I think what's going to be even more exciting is perhaps the announcement as to who his opponent might be. So I'm betting that there's some conjecture already going on right now. As a matter of fact, I was told with a high degree of confidence that an opponent had already been determined and shown a message accordingly, but
we will find that out by the end of this stream.
And we can definitely say that any of the conjecture on the internet right now is incorrect, and there's been no announcement made. And but
here we go.
Monster Michael Todd will be competing at the AWE 2 event.
All right, now will Mario go with the top roll again, or if he's going to make the adjustment? It almost looks like he's setting up for a press in a way.
Almost does. Let's look at the feet position here, which is just a little bit out of shot. Doesn't tell us everything. Gunther's is very, very wide. Feet on either side of the legs, on the outside of the legs. Mario is going for the press.
He's gone into the hook. They've turned it
And
forward
it's
into
press
the hook.
versus press. Now it's hook.
Gunther's getting on top in a press position. Can't get through. Oh, wow. He did it.
What a spectacular matchup.
All right, we will jump into the cage to present Gunther's Bykovs with the heavyweight title. We've got Dave Stockbridge running over there now, and I will join him to present the belt. We'll wait until Dave starts his announcement so you don't get dead air. But what a win for Gunther's Bykovs, 3-0 over Mario Tembakis. Incredible. And we're just getting ready for Dave to make his announcement here. And I'll head over to the cage now.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time. What a spectacular matchup between two genuine titans of the arm wrestling world. Great sportsmanship there. I'm going to hand this over to Hollywood Matt Connolly as we announce your winner here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, your winner is former Latvian, former European, former Australian, and now current reigning and defending AWE champion of the world, Gunther's Bykovs! Well, ladies and gentlemen, your champion here, Gunther's Bykovs. Gunther's, it's been a career of achievement, and as we had mentioned at the weigh-ins last night, there was a 5-year competitive layoff. You're now 50 years old, returning to the competitive table after some time, and how did it feel?
Crazy.
And what was it about this particular matchup that attracted you back to the table? I have that feeling that you've had your eyes on Mario for some time.
Yes, I think we had a few matches pre-arranged before, but they sort of never came to be and never happened, and I think we felt that it has to be done once and for all.
It really, really did feel like destiny. So, and it was wonderful to see you both across the table. Two genuine champions and an absolutely wonderful performance. There was a bit of to and fro there as well, and it looked at some point that Mario might have even had your hand. And how did you feel at that point?
So his hand is quite inconvenient for me with all the formation. Yes.
Very inconvenient for everybody.
Yes. It was difficult to get a good grip, but eventually it happened.
Had enough in the end. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion here today, Gunther's Bikers! Well done. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolutely spectacular performance there by both gentlemen. A round of applause for Mario Tambakis. Absolutely amazing. We'll be back with you in a few moments' time for our final title matchup of the day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the heavyweight AWE title match. Mario Tambakis and Gunther's Bykov was the first to three. Gunther's Bykov's able to get the win, coming back from a 5-year layoff at 50 years old to defeat Mario 3-0. Looked dominant throughout the entire match. Went through with top rolls, and then the last match ended in a hook walk. Dave Stockbridge is introducing the next match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the AWE. It is between two giants of the arm wrestling world. Ryan Blue Bowen, he stands at 186 centimetres. He's newly minted as a heavyweight at 107 kilograms. He's aged 37 years. He has an 18.5-inch bicep and a 15-inch forearm. He is a top roll specialist. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cage, Ryan Blue Bowen! And his opponent is the largest individual to stand inside the AWE cage. Maateiwarangi Heta Morris is the beast. He stands at 190 kilograms. He is a formidable 165 kilos. He's aged 34 years with a massive 22.5-inch bicep and an 18-inch forearm. Ladies and gentlemen, he is one of the biggest individuals in the world, and here today he's one of the strongest men that you're ever likely to see across the table. He is your current New Zealand champion. He is your current Oceanic champion. It's Maateiwarangi Heta Morris. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for the AWE Intercontinental belt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, main event time. Here we are, Ryan Blue Bowen taking on the Beast, Maateiwarangi Heta Morris. All 165 kilos of this man. This is a 6-round match, so if it does end up in a 3-all draw, we will have a silver bullet to determine the winner, and the winner will be the very first AWE Intercontinental champion, Dave Stockbridge. Can you believe this is happening?
This is absolutely amazing. The Beast versus Blue. This is really what people have come to see, and as much as the undercard has been spectacular, this is a matchup that I've been really looking forward to since it was announced. When Todd Hutchings dropped out, naturally we were all disappointed. We would have loved to have seen how Ryan would have gone against Todd, but here today, well, we're seeing Ryan take on a giant, literally.
Yeah. That's right, absolutely. New Zealand hasn't been beaten in New Zealand for over 10 years and is currently the bench press champion of New Zealand. Maateiwarangi Heta Morris, an intimidating figure if you walk up to this man, 165 kilos of him.
He genuinely casts a shadow wherever he goes.
Here we go, we are getting set up for the very first round. It'll be interesting to see if they go slipping to trying to get to the strap, or whether or not they will get a match going. Tim Graham, the referee, getting everything lined up, making sure everything is fair, doing a tremendous job today. Got to see the thumb knuckles. We can't see the thumb knuckles. We've got to make sure that it is fair. Matches are won and lost in the setup.
Indeed. You'd have to think that at this stage, Ryan's been really preparing for the best part of the last 2 months for a matchup with a world-class opponent, regardless of who that might be. And of course, early on, it was Chance Shaw, and very, very similar styles to the Beast as well. So he's really had to return to that. Oh, there we go. There we go. They just let go of each other. One feels just there.
Well, we're getting a replay of Gunther Spykov's winning his title, but we've got the Intercontinental title on the line in this match. 6 rounds. Ryan Blue Bowen is taking on the Beast. And they've gone for a slip in the very first moment. This is the first round.
Maateiwarangi, he's representing Oceania in this matchup. And of course, Ryan Blue Bowen representing Australia.
It is a battle of the nations here, isn't it? And it was interesting because we did have Chance Shaw pull out with an injury, and we found Todd Hutchings as a replacement. Unfortunately, Todd also got injured. And then Maateiwarangi, thankfully, said, yes, I will step up to the plate. And a lot of people actually preferred that matchup over the Todd matchup.
There was a bit of euphoria in the comment sections of the YouTube channels of the arm wrestling world once this matchup was announced, and that was somewhat surprising. As you would imagine, Todd Hutchings, big name. A lot of people had a lot of curiosity over that, but it seems that this seems to be a matchup that gets the arm wrestling world very, very excited.
Yeah, we're just about to get a start here. We're just going to turn the wrist, make sure it's fair. I think they're about ready to get the go from head referee Tim Graham.
Oh, the back pressure really, really taking effect here. Ryan's holding on.
Ryan's putting all the pressure into Heta Morris's fingers here. He's dragging strong. Heta Morris is in a good position. Ryan's in a defensive position. He's giving that one up.
Yeah. Yep.
Heta Morris with a 1-0 lead.
You can see at this point right here that Ryan decided, no, we'll come back and live to fight another day.
A smart decision in that position. When your opponent weighs that much and he's using all of his weight and back pressure, and you're putting all of your pressure into your bicep, it's the very first round of 6 rounds. You don't want to give up all of your energy in the very first round. But yeah, interesting about that. We had Ryan going for the top roll and unable to secure a position.
Well, I mean, Ryan has been, as has been widely reported, he's been training compound movements. He's been getting that base load power up, and he's the biggest, strongest version of himself. And I guess, is that strong enough when you're up against somebody who is 165 kilograms? You know, if he can't get control of that hand early on, the back pressure of the Beast is likely to be too much. So as we saw in round 1, so what adjustments will Ryan Blue Bowen make this time?
It'll be interesting. I mean, he needs to do something differently. He didn't lose his cup. He was able to keep that in position, and as is famously known for having an incredibly strong hand and wrist, and recently started jumping into the gym to add compound movements and increase the rest of his strength. So it looked like his bicep was the one that sort of failed him in that position. He still had his wrist, but he'll need to probably get the start. He needs to time the start better.
Jamie Barrett, his protege, watching over his shoulder, offering words of encouragement. Here we go. Straight to straps. I don't think any surprises there. I think, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I do prefer it when people do start and strap if they're going to do the 2 top rollers and you get a strap every time. It's like just start the strap. But these guys, one of the aspects of that is that you can put fatigue in your opponent's hand. If you know that you can slip and you can do it comfortably, rather than giving your opponent an advantage and going straight to the strap, you can give them a bit of extra workout in the setup, not only neurologically but physically as well. So
it'll be interesting to see the extent that fatigue plays a role in the larger athlete. This is usually something that's spoken of, and we don't always see play out. But if Blue can get in a dominant position, can get past centre early on, he might just seek to drain out the Beast just a little bit.
I think he was a bit surprised there that he didn't win the centre and was fighting from a defensive position almost immediately. And when you're fighting against 165 kilos of back pressure, That is a losing battle.
Indeed.
Okay, so Heta Morris is up 1-0. This is a 6-round match.
And from this side of the camera last time, you could see Heta Morris just engage his back pressure as soon as the ready go was called.
Just going to get the positioning correct, and then we'll be able to start. We're not far away from the start here.
I mean, genuinely one of the strongest men in the Southern Hemisphere, if not the world.
Here
we go.
Oh, speed. We've got elbows come off.
Got off
Heta
the
Morris.
mark. Blue's in a good position.
How long? He's gone to his own king's move.
Even
being
laughed.
pressed.
Oh, wow.
What a round, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen a king's move come out from Ryan Bowen before, but there it is. And Heta Morris changing to the press to be able to get the last 2 inches in that position. But Ryan did win the centre, but he wasn't able to break the wrist of Heta Morris. So
quicker off the line on that occasion.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's getting some advice on the phone.
Yeah, I wonder who Aussie is on the other end of that.
It could be.
6 rounds.
This is on short notice. Heta Morris has taken this matchup, and there was certainly a lot of downside associated with that. There've been no preparation for this matchup by the Beast. There was not a lot of strategy, just obviously training in the gym every day, just knowing that every day he's getting stronger, and was just ready. So when the phone call was made, he jumped at it, and just a matter of hours later was at Auckland International Airport, making his way here to Australia.
Wow. So he's up 2-0 here. This is 6 rounds regardless, and Ryan needs to find his path. He did get the start in that position, was able to get about 2 inches from the pin pad, was unable to break Heta Morris's wrist, and Heta Morris fought back. Ryan dropping into his own king's move, which I've never seen before, but then Heta Morris changing to a press to get the win.
Well, Ryan really is very, very versatile. He's such a student of arm wrestling, and he would have been studying to see how other smaller opponents have tackled giants previously, and he'll pull out every tool in the box in order to make this turn his way. And he would be hoping that round 3 sees that tide turn, and he can get some advantage. If he can get that jump off the start as he did last time and keep that pressure there, then he may well be a chance.
Fatigue is going to be a factor for Heta Morris. You can see him breathing very heavily there. This is 2 rounds into a 6-round match.
It's a big engine, needs a lot of oxygen.
Especially for rounds like that where you're going back and forth. Ryan switching on here. Going to go to referee's grip. No moving in referee's grip. Heta Morris looks very relaxed, doesn't he?
He's smiling.
Smiling, laughing.
I just wonder who was on the phone to Ryan Bowen and what they might have said to him.
Who do you think it was?
Oh, I'm going to say John Brzenk.
Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Well, we know there's several big names of the arm wrestling world that are tuning into this pay-per-view, along with thousands of others who've chosen to put their $10 into this matchup.
What an event we've had today. And this is the main event.
What a spectacular card. Well, Christian Bose has certainly cemented himself as a member of the AWE family, and will be back again at either AWE 2 or 3.
About to get the start here. We'll go through the results for you in a sec. Here we go.
Oh, stopped him. And now he's
a press.
Trying for a press now.
Heta Morris in a good position.
Looking to lock that in. He might have something here.
Ryan's in a bad spot. He needs to really bring this back. He's going to have to try to tire out Heta Morris.
That's exactly what he seems to be trying to do, just trying to keep Heta Morris on the table long enough to see some fatigue, but too much power in that occasion, and you can see Heta Morris just was able
to get a replay here. There's a call from Ryan, I believe, for an elbow foul.
Okay.
If we can have a review of this decision.
Well, this will give
so during the
both
match,
competitors a chance to rest a little, which you'd assume would be.
Ryan's concern is that his elbow was off. The back corner was, but the inside of his elbow is still on the pad. So Ryan's concern is that it was off the back when he was trying to
Let's
pin.
have a look at the replay here.
And
it does look on there.
It does look on.
Because he's got a big elbow.
And
so the concern is Heta Morris's elbow off the back of the pad. And his forearm is blocking our view a little bit. But Tim Graham, the referee, has come over to...
What can we see in that last frame? It's still in.
That is officially a pin.
That is a pin.
His elbow was on.
So at the AWE, one of the innovations of the AWE is how these issues are contested, and how the recourse that an athlete has if they feel that there's been a call that's gone against them, and they can simply flash up to the screen and a square like a TV shaped symbol with their fingers, and that denotes that they want to see the replay, and the match umpire will then review that with the match referee, who in this case is Tim Graham, and they'll make a determination from there, and then that decision is final. They get 2 opportunities to reference to the match umpire, and after that, they're in the hands of the referee.
That's right. Definitely an innovation for the AWE there. We did learn from other productions where people didn't feel they had a course of complaint or protest, whereas we said very clearly, if you don't agree with any decision, we will review it instantly right there and then. Rather than arguing with the referee or the promoter or the audience, if you have a discrepancy that you want reviewed, we'll instantly review it, and that way you get the correct call.
Indeed. And you can see how that's worked out today. There's been very little conflict, if any, with the referees. If there is undue criticism or abuse of the referee, then that's a foul. Do that twice, you lose. Do that 3 times, and you're out. It's pretty simple, and it's a philosophy that's abided by the top sports in the world, and certainly one we're very, very happy to champion here at the AWE, as these 2 men seek to get a grip.
Slip here, so it is 3-0 the Beast's way. If Ryan Bowen is going to win this match, he's going to have to win 4 in a row. This is 6 rounds regardless. The Beast is currently up 3-0.
Maateiwarangi, he looks so good. He's so relaxed at the table today.
I think he feels that he's just the stronger man in every area. He looked very relaxed off the start of that last round. We're about to get, as soon as their wrists are lined up correctly, we will get a start. Ryan Bowen not happy with the setup there. Stepping away for a second.
You'd have to think that these delays are playing into the hands of Maateiwarangi, who will benefit from this period to recover. The bigger man tends to burn up the more oxygen, has the more lactic acid, struggles with fatigue, and these delays are not helping Ryan Bowen.
It might slightly, though. I mean, the way he's sort of making Heta Morris work in these setups and get position, he's not using 100% energy, but even when you are putting your hand, you can see Heta Morris breathing very heavily there, but even in these positions you are still subject to trying to concentrate, to trying to keep your breathing under control, to make sure that your opponent isn't getting an advantage over you, especially if you spent sort of 20-30 seconds to get position and then your opponent just walks off like Ryan did, and then you've got to restart all that again.
Indeed.
But we are going to the strap here. And,
just look at the thickness there. So putting 2 1 kilo steaks just slapped together there.
So Ryan went in for the press in that last round. Very interesting. He didn't quite get the positioning he needed and was forced to go on the defence. He made Heta Morris work for the win. And that might have put enough fatigue in that Ryan feels that he's got something here, but he's down 3-0. About to get the start. Don't move.
Here we go. They both look rock solid there in the middle.
Ryan needs to time this start perfectly.
He needs the break. He didn't get it.
It's in the centre. Maateiwarangi using his back pressure there. Ryan's wrist is starting to collapse. He needs to readjust. Heta Morris recognising that,
He's
regrouping
putting
over the
all
top.
of his considerable weight there.
Ryan
Goes
stopping
back
him
one more
though.
time.
He's coming
Here we
back.
go.
He's come back
Here
to the
we
middle.
go.
He's trying to press from that position outside of his shoulder.
Well, then he's coming back. He's using the strap.
Flop
Here,
wrist
there's a
pressing. I think the strap might come apart here.
Ryan's
is using his fingers here. Oh, I think he's given that up. Might have hurt his hand in that position. Essentially, he had 4 fingers pressing against Maateiwarangi's entire body.
That strap really became loose there, and I thought for a moment there that might have been to Ryan's advantage. It seemed that he was getting a bit more purchase as that strap was loosening.
Yeah, absolutely. He probably the best round that he's had so far. He's down 4-0, so the Heta Morris will actually become the AWE Intercontinental Champion. We will see 6 rounds regardless, but they will find out these last 2 rounds. The result is already in place, but this will be for pride, and there's no way that Ryan will give up these rounds. But yeah, unfortunately for Ryan in that position, he did look a lot better. He got the position he needed. I'm surprised he went for that press so early. It looked like he could almost have sort of brought his body a little bit further forwards for maybe another inch before he changed his transition to the press position, but lost his wrist in the process. The strap loosened, and it looked like all the pressure from Heta Morris was pulling Ryan's fingers backwards. They were probably going to break, which is why Ryan gave that up.
Yes. It seemed that a few seconds before he still felt that he had a chance there. If he could have just kept that strap on, mostly on his wrist, and that pressure away from his fingers, it seemed that he had maybe enough to do something. Naturally, there's a massive weight discrepancy here. The best part of another human being, a lightweight, is 60 kilograms almost between these 2 athletes. And Ryan really, if we rewind back just a matter of 6 or so months, I mean that discrepancy would have almost meant 2 Ryan Bowens.
That's true.
So we really are seeing a new, improved version of Ryan Bowen, and
This is a lot of performance from Heta Morris. He's doing phenomenally here, picking up the Intercontinental title for the AWE. These last 2 rounds are inconsequential to the result, but both these men very prideful. They've flown all the way over here to Adelaide, Australia, to be part of this Apex Sports Festival and the AWE #1. And I think we will see these last 2 rounds being fought out as competitively as the rest of the rounds.
It'll be interesting to see what Ryan does now that the belt's no longer on the line, and he's got a little bit more latitude to be creative, and let's see exactly what he's got in mind this time around.
I think he's going to go in for a press. It looks like he's trying to supinate in.
What you can't see off screen is the feet positioning, and that is exactly what Matt Connolly is suggesting. Looks like Ryan is setting up for something different, so he is going to be creative just to see what pathways might be there for another potential matchup into the future, I would say. Here we go.
Yeah, he did try the top roll again. Heta Morris winning the centre every time. Ryan in the defensive. He's lost his wrist. He's on his bicep trying to get back in. Heta Morris cleverly readjusting into Ryan's fingers.
Rolling.
Pronating into his fingers as he drops his body weight. Ryan holding strong.
Somehow.
His bicep is incredibly strong. He's in a flop wrist position. He's got some cutback now.
Heta Morris going for a
press.
There we go.
Wow, what a performance from Heta Morris.
Heta Morris really, it seemed to almost rest halfway through there, just to catch his breath just one more time before really going in for that final press.
One round to go. It's 5-0. Where was the rest? I've counted it as 5.
No, just that one just there was like a good start.
That then? Yeah. Just then?
Yeah, that was Mate had a foul, but so it was a restart. So that was
Just some clarifications from Tim Graham, our ref, who's just...
I thought it was
3-0.
We're getting word from the referee there that I think we missed there was a restart, and 4-0 is being the score.
4-0 is the call.
Right, so we can
4-0
get a restart, which we missed there. Apologies for that, but it is 4-0 currently from Heta Morris. He does still retain the Intercontinental AWE title. Just getting the confirmation from Tim Graham. So well done to Heta Morris picking up the AWE Intercontinental title, and we will see 2 more rounds, which is better for us because we get to see more of competition between these two men.
These two men, so strong, they're destroying the table.
They literally ripped the bolts
out of the pad.
I bolted that in this morning. I'm getting another word from Tim, the Graham referee here.
Okay.
It's up to both of them.
Some conversation going on in the cage right now between the athletes.
Don't want to continue.
Okay. We are going to crown our Intercontinental champion.
So, Maateiwarangi Heta Morris said he's had enough, and 4-0, he does win the title there. And Dave Stockbridge will come over to make the announcement. But well done to Heta Morris. He is the new AWE Intercontinental champion. That's the thing was when you have a 6-round regardless match, sometimes when people do get in a 4-0 winning position, they feel they might be slightly injured or that there is no point to continue because the match result is already in place.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a spectacular performance by both athletes. Please put your hands together one more time. And your winner here today, and Hollywood Matt Connolly is rushing from the commentary table in order to bestow the Intercontinental belt. Ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood Matt Connolly, he's been on the commentary test all day here today. One of the organisers here at AWE, he's got 1 fan in the crowd. That's wonderful to hear. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for your winner, the Beast, Maateiwarangi Heta! Well, fantastic work, mate. Well done. Really, I mean, the name matched the performance, the beast, and all done on very, very short notice. Firstly, thanks you for returning the calls and jumping on that plane from Auckland all the way to Adelaide to be part of this spectacular event. You guys have matched up before. Did it feel different this time? And Ryan, a lot more horsepower this time. But that's good to know. And you are naturally one of the strongest people in the Southern Hemisphere. How long have you been arm wrestling now?
I think I'm on 11 years.
Absolutely amazing. The current New Zealand champion, the current Oceanic champion. Well, now you can add this belt to your collection. And your new, ladies and gentlemen, Intercontinental AWE Champion of the World.
Wow, what a win for Heta Morris there. Incredible. Picking up the AWE.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got one more event coming your way before we say goodbye to our pay-per-view audience. That matchup is between the man that was just on the table, Ryan Blue Bowen, and this time he's on left hand and he's taking on the current Australian openweight champion, Lachlan Carpenter.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more match, and that is Lachlan Carpenter, who is the openweight
that is
champion.
On right hand. Okay, well, we might give Ryan just a little bit of a rest. My assumption was that was on left hand after one of the left-handed matchups had pulled out, and so we do have Ryan competing again on right hand. So we might just give Ryan a few moments there, and we'll capture Hollywood Matt Connolly's thoughts on this matchup and how a recovered Ryan Blue Bowen after competing against one of the strongest men in the world is going to shape up in a few moments' time.
Thank you, Dave Stockbridge. So we do have one match remaining. It is Ryan Blue Bowen versus Lachlan Carpenter. Lachlan Carpenter's original opponent, Brett Coots, one of the best arm wrestlers in Australia, unfortunately unable to make it to the event. But we have this one in place where Ryan Bowen has said, I will step in and I will do a Carla Jashel, and I will pull Lachlan Carpenter as well as my main event. And so we'll give Ryan a minute or two to recover. And Lachlan Carpenter is, let me tell you about him, he's incredible. 120 kilos. He is the current Australian Arm Wrestling Federation National Champion. And what an arm wrestler he is. This will be another tough match for Ryan Bowen. So he's getting off the table after a 4-0 loss to Maateiwarangi Heta for the Intercontinental AWE Championship. And yeah, but we thought, well, if Lachlan is coming over, we still want to see him. He's done the training. He was working very hard and peaking in the gym for a match with Brett Coots. But we thought we couldn't let him down, and we will go
after that matchup,
Stockbridge
Ryan Bowen has retired from his planned bout with Lachlan Carpenter. But so we do not disappoint. We've had Marcus Itirai step into the breach. Put your hands together for Marcus Itirai.
Wow. All right, we've got a new match here.
Marcus Itirai stands at 195 centimetres tall. He weighs in at a considerable 162 kilograms. His age, 34 years. His bicep size, a gigantic 21 inches. His forearm, 17 inches. He's a defensive holder, but always on the attack. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the cage, Marcus Itirai! And his opponent, Lachlan Carpenter, stands at 191 centimetres. His weight is a formidable 120 kilograms. His age, a baby in the sport, but still a champion nonetheless at 24 years. Bicep size, 18 inches. Forearm size, 16 inches. He's a top roll specialist. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your Australian Open champion to the cage, Lachlan Carpenter!
All right, we have a new matchup. It was originally supposed to be Ryan Blue Bowen versus Lachlan Carpenter. Well, originally it was supposed to be Lachlan Carpenter versus Brett Coots, but unfortunately we've had a couple of changes here. And Ryan, having just competed in the Intercontinental title against Maateiwarangi Heta and losing 4-0, he did have an incredible match, but feels that he doesn't have anything left in the tank to go up against Lachlan Carpenter. So Marcus Itirai, who has also competed on the card, he is going to be taking on Lachlan Carpenter instead. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is an incredible matchup here. We've got Marcus Itirai having earlier competed on this card against the fresh Lachlan Carpenter. Going to negotiate the grip. Our head referee Tim Graham has been doing a tremendous job all day. And all the athletes have been very fair in their setups and very respectful of the officials, which we really like to see. Oh, there we go. We're going straight to a strap. It's probably the fastest start to a match that we've had. But we thank everybody that has tuned in, that has supported the AWE for our very first event. We wouldn't have been able to do it without you, and we are fans of arm wrestling. That is why we put this event on. These were matches that we wanted to see, and we thought we'd put it on an event where everybody got to see these quality opponents in Australia going at it. And yeah, last minute replacement match here. We've got Lachlan Carpenter versus Marcus Itirai. Marcus so dominant in his win earlier today. So we've had a slip. This will be a 1-to-3 match. Lachlan Carpenter peaking for this event. He's been training very hard. It's been interesting to see what strategy he employs here and whether it's enough to overcome the incredibly powerful Marcus Itirai. Marcus' stats basically the same as Maateiwarangi Heta. He's 162 kilos.
There's all-day action here at the Apex Sport Fest, and you can see the medieval battles are well and truly
he's sort of looking off into the crowd.
The night culminates with the DFC card.
Here we go.
Two
We've got the strap together.
On the line.
Going to see the thumb knuckles, and Tim Graham will start this match. Just got to watch the shoulder there for Lachlan. Get the wrists straight, and we'll get a start for this match.
in a super heavyweight battle. That
Oh, with the speed from Lachlan. He got caught, though. Marcus has caught him here. Lachlan saying, where are you going? Marcus dropping down into a King's move. Lachlan's trying to get a press position. He's got to get his hand in the right spot before he explodes. Oh, there it is. He got it. Well done. Lachlan Carpenter up 1-0 in this match. What a round. You see the explosiveness of Lachlan Carpenter there off the go. And the strength of Marcus to be able to catch that. Inches from the pad, bring it back all the way back to his side. Then Lachlan turning it around. Marcus dropping into the King's move. And Lachlan dropping into a press position. What a win. Awesome stuff here. AWE, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in and supporting us here on our very first event. And we did have an announcement earlier, a special opponent, a special competitor at our next event will be Monster Michael Todd. And we are very much looking forward to having him on the card. So Marcus Atirai up he's down 1-0 here against Lachlan Carpenter, who is getting the win with a press position. I didn't think he had his body in the right sort of spot to be able to finish that press, but his strength of his tricep and elbow was able to get the pin for him. Marcus firing himself up. He has already competed today. He stepped in last minute. This was supposed to be a Ryan Blue Bowen double header where he took on Header Morris and then Lachlan Carpenter straight after, but Ryan feeling that his arm was kind of blown up and he didn't have anything left for Lachlan. So they're probably going to slip again. Tim Graham, the head referee, getting things set. And Marcus watching him very closely here, maybe anticipating the speed from Lachlan Carpenter. Might have surprised him on that first round. Find the centre. Wonder if Lachlan's going to hit or if he's going to slip. And there we go, we get a slip. So we're going to the strap, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus is known for his King's move, and he did drop down into that position in that first round. Catching the hit, he brought it over to his side, but he felt that he had lost his wrist and dropped down into that King's move. And Lachlan Carpenter able to get the win with a press. So we're going to get this strap applied. We're here at the Apex Sports Festival here in Adelaide, South Australia. So good to have all the athletes come over here. Everyone arrived last night. And the rain has stayed away. We had a really crazy weather week. Super hot, 42 degrees Celsius yesterday and the day before, and then it dropped down to raining overnight. So, but today's perfect conditions for these two men. Get inside the octagon and have an absolute war. We've got Marcus Atirai, Lachlan Carpenter in the strap. Lachlan is up 1-0. About to get the start here. I think Marcus is happy with anything. I think Lachlan is the one that's adjusting for himself here. He wants a very quick, powerful hit. His hand is very high. But wow, he gets countered. Marcus too strong. Just look at that domination. These guys are so strong. They're literally, I bolted that table to the ground. They're so strong they've actually ripped the bolts out. That's the thing when you got 165 kilo men using all of their body weight on the table. You can see the referees adjusting the table every single time between each round. Incredibly strong men, these guys. So once again, this is a replacement match, a last minute stepping in of Marcus Atirai. He did actually compete earlier in the day, and Ryan Bowen unfortunately able to continue. We've got Dave Stockbridge, the man, the myth, the legend, the Count of Monte Cristo. He's joining us here in the commentary booth. And how are your thoughts on the match? We've got a 1-1 so far.
Oh, well, you know, it's when you've got two big athletes like this in the cage, it could go either way. And Lachlan Carpenter obviously looking to prove a point after having taken out the open category at the recent Nationals, and of course Marcus Etirai looking to cement his position here on the AW. He looks ready, doesn't he?
Yeah,
looks
he's
like,
fired up.
Yeah, it looks like Lachlan's the one that's.
Yeah, so 1-1 here. First to 3. It's very interesting. If Marcus can pull off 2 big victories in one day, in one event, he is the man. And he is on his way to doing that at the moment. 1-1 against a quality opponent of Lachlan Carpenter.
Yes, this answers a few questions for the future of the AWE, I'd say.
Yeah, it's so good to have these athletes competing on the card and to be able to showcase these to the world. You know, we've got some incredible guys here in Australia, and when we put the card together, these were, as we said, as we're both big fans of arm wrestling, it was like these are the matches that we wanted to see.
Indeed, yeah. I'm not just a big fan of arm wrestling, but a big fan of these guys in particular. You know, great athletes, but spectacular human beings as well.
Here we go. We're about to get the start here. And whether Lachlan can hit, he needs to time the go perfectly. It looks like Marcus has the strength advantage here. You can see Lachlan very closely watching.
Lachlan's looking
He's
at
ready
every
to explode.
technical and timing advantage. And geez, there's some base load power there. All 162 kilos thrown into that.
Incredibly strong. Look at that. He catches the hit and says, no, I'm going straight to the pin pad and you're coming with me.
Marcus really proving a point here today. It's
he's looked amazing today, hasn't he? He's been so dominant.
Yeah, so a very impressive athlete. Very impressive.
So it's 2-1. Marcus is up in this first to 3, and Lachlan needs to make some adjustments here. Dave, what adjustments can he make, or what should he do here?
I think he needs to quickly put on 40-50 kilos. That'd be really helpful. I don't know if there's a protein shake or anything that might be able to assist with that, but at this stage,
it looks like he's getting outmatched, doesn't it?
Marcus not only is he a big human being, but he's pumped for this match. You can see he stepped in last moment, and like some of our great matchups at AWE here today, it seems to have been the theme of the AWE last minute matchups that have not necessarily gone the way that people might have thought they would.
That's true. That's absolutely correct. We were so happy to put this event together. We did have to shuffle around and find new opponents throughout the last couple of weeks and within the last couple of days. But the last thing we wanted to do was to let anybody down, and we had all these amazing guys coming here to Adelaide to perform, and we wanted to put on the best show we possibly could.
Indeed. Well, I mean, Lachlan would have been preparing originally for Brett Coots.
That's right.
From memory. And of course, you're talking two completely different styles, two different size of athletes. I mean, Brett Coots is an extremely muscular man, but Marcus Etirai just appears to be made of different stuff.
That's the thing. I think you absolutely hit the nail on the head when you said it was the weight difference. I mean, that's something you just can't do anything about. If somebody has 45 kilo back pressure weight advantage over the top of you, you know, there's not a lot you can do. I mean, your positioning, if you're doing everything you can do technically to combat that, at the end of the day, if they're bigger and stronger and you can't get what you need, he's timed the starts pretty well, but Marcus is just too strong.
Marcus seems very relaxed now. It's he's waiting to see.
Oh, he's gone for the press.
Well, he might have had some success there. You know, he was quick out the gate. There we go. He really had it. He really had it. If he could have.
Okay. We're going to get a review here. If we can have a look here, and the question is whether or not that was a pin or not. So we're looking here at Lachlan Carpenter on the press, and lovely slow motion replay. We really appreciate the production crew that are here. They're doing a fantastic job.
You can even see that Lachlan's
very comfortable to say that it's not a pin.
No.
Not a pin.
Not a pin.
So that is 1 protest lost for Lachlan there.
Lachlan's still got one to go. So, but it was very quick, very quick off the line, and that might be the secret here for Lachlan if he's able to push through, because it does seem that Marcus is waiting for Lachlan to make the first move.
He is catching, isn't he?
He's catching and adjusting and then powering through. But I mean, Lachlan's a formidable opponent and shouldn't be underestimated. He's the open weight champion of Australia currently, and if you can't afford to give Lachlan Carpenter starts like that.
That was very clever. A great adjustment from Lachlan there. He recognised that Marcus is catching, and he had top rolled every single round prior to this. He jumped in for a press. He almost got it as well. It was a great adjustment. It didn't quite get there. It was probably 1 inch away from getting a pin there.
Yeah,
but a very good, and that shows the experience of Lachlan Carpenter there, that he knew, I need to do something different, and he did, and it almost paid off.
You can see it's almost difficult for Lachlan to get his fingers over the top.
Yeah.
Marcus's
hand is like a big ham.
Lachlan's trying to find a pathway here. He's trying to make just minor adjustments.
He's going back.
Manipulate.
He's got his weight already in the back.
Very loaded. And Marcus, no doubt, can feel that, but you don't see any tension in Marcus's hand or wrist or even any back pressure being engaged as yet from Marcus.
So who's not moving and who should be moving here? Trying to find the middle. I think Lachlan's trying to pull out every trick in the book here.
Well, Lachlan seems to be hoping to start a little on his side of the table on that occasion. Wondering if he's still thinking of loading up that back pressure and quickly transitioning. He seems to have the speed and understanding that Marcus is just looking to catch and then adjust. He's looking to exploit that doorway for as long as it's ajar.
Lachlan getting a foul for not listening to the referee's instructions. I think he's getting quite frustrated here. But at the end of the day, it is up to the referee to set you correctly, and if you wow,
and we have ourselves a winner.
Well, that's unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen, that was the way that the event ended there, but Lachlan not happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a winner.
The announcement. He's going to jump into the cage. I don't think we were expecting the end to come that quickly, but we will hand it over.
Ladies and gentlemen, your last and final winner of the day. Put your hands together for Marcus Atirai. Congratulations, Marcus. Well done, mate. Took that one literally last moment. Just a matter of moments before. You wouldn't have known you were competing, but you're ready, you're primed, and you look very, very comfortable over the table with the Australia's open weight champion.
Yeah.
It seemed to me that Lachlan was trying to find a pathway forward, and you were literally just catching whatever it was that was coming from Lachlan, making the adjustment and powering through. Is that how it felt to you?
I just wanted to see what power he had, and couldn't feel any. So. On the first round, I misjudged him, but second one, yeah, I brought the mana.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. Good to walk away with a win, and we'll look forward to seeing you back at the AWE soon.
Just a little note. I just saw how shiny that belt was. I just want to call out Gunters on the next one, if that's possible. Thank you.
Gunters was right there. Gunters, I think you just got called out, my friend, by Marcus Atirai. So we might have ourselves a future AWE matchup right there from the big man himself. So congratulations on the win once more, and we look forward to seeing you back at the AWE. And to all of you that are watching at home on the pay-per-view, thank you so much for tuning in to Ryan Blue Bowen's channel. We have really enjoyed having you as part of the AWE journey. We look forward to bringing you that eagerly anticipated announcement as to who will be taking on Monster Michael Todd at AWE2. So stay tuned to Ryan Blue Bowen's channel and Monster Michael Todd's channel for that particular announcement. To our officials and to our athletes and to all the supporters and family that have come along today, and to our friends at Diamondback Fighting Championship for allowing us to be part of their event here at the Apex Sport Fest 3. We thank you all, and we wish you all a great day, a good evening, wherever you may be around the world, and we look forward to seeing you at the AWE next time.
All right. Brian Bowen joining me on the commentary here. How are you feeling?
Man, I got to say, what a
We'll get the last word from Dave and then we'll talk to the audience here.